Today the comprehension strategy that we're going to be working on is monitoring. We are also going to be taking a look at rhyming, which is the author's craft for the text that you're going to be reading. First, I'm going to completely read to you a poem titled Summer's a Bummer by Penny Smith. Listen carefully as I read the poem and notice my fluent reading. I was hoping to have a fun, playful summer, but my friends are away and it's just been a bummer. One went to camp, one to the shore, two went to the mountains. It's made summer a bore. I went to the pool, but a sign said, "We're closed." I walked right back home and sat down and dozed. I sat there and slept until I woke to a sound. I jumped from my chair and had a good look around. I leaped out the door and downstairs I ran, 'cause there at the curb was a big moving van. The big house next door was for sale for a while. I guess no one bought it because of its style. But now it's been sold and movers are busy. Just watching them work has made me real dizzy. While watching all this, I had quite a surprise. A big car arrived and I rubbed my eyes. Out climbed 6 kids, and it seemed to be they were 2 sets of triplets, the same age as me. I jumped all around and ranted and raved, 'cause with these new neighbors, my summer's been saved. What did you notice about the way I read the poem? Here I will pause for a student response. Now I'm going to reread the poem to model how to monitor comprehension while reading a text. Monitoring is a strategy that readers can use to make sure that they understand what they are reading. We are also going to be looking for examples of the author's craft. Someone remind me what the author's craft that we're going to be looking for is. Here I will pause for student response. I will be using these green, yellow, and red tabs to help me monitor my comprehension as I read. The green tab will show that I'm not having any trouble understanding what I am reading and that everything makes sense. The yellow tab will show that I'm not real sure I understand. It will show that I'm a little confused. To help me understand, I'm going to go back and reread to see if it makes more sense. If it doesn't, I will look at the pictures and keep reading to see if I can find clues to help me understand. If none of these monitoring skills help, I will use my red tab to show that I need to ask a teacher for help or a peer, or use the dictionary. While I'm reading, I also want to look for examples of rhyming, which is the author's craft. As I read, I also want you to listen for examples of the author's craft, and when you hear them, please silently raise your popsicle sticks. When I find 2 words that rhyme, like bat and hat, I'm going to use my purple crayon to circle them. If I find another set of rhyming words, I will circle them with a different colored crayon, such as orange or blue. I'll be sure to use all the colors before repeating a color. Let's begin. I was hoping to have a fun, playful summer, but my friends are away and it's just been a bummer. I heard 2 rhyming words, summer and bummer. I know these 2 words rhyme because they have the same ending sound. Summer, bummer. Since these 2 words rhyme, I'm going to use my purple crayon to circle them. So far, I understand what I have read. The little boy is sad because all his friends went away for the summer and he has no one to play with. Since I understand and am not confused, I'm going to use my green tab. Snap your fingers twice if you heard me use our monitoring strategy. Here I will pause for student response. Let's continue. One went to camp and one to the shore. 2 went to the mountains. It's made summer a bore. Oh, shore. I'm not sure what that word means. I'm going to use my yellow tab because I'm a little confused. Now I'm going to reread to see if it makes more sense. One went to camp and one to the shore. Two went to the mountains. It's made summer a bore. I still don't understand. I'm going to read on now and look at the pictures to see if I can find any clues that will help me understand what the word shore means. One went to camp and one to the shore. Two went to the mountains. It's made summer a bore. I still don't understand. I need to use my red tab now. My red tab will show my teacher that I need a little extra help. My teacher has instructed me to look up the word in the dictionary. Shore. Land beside water. Land beside water. That's like at the ocean. At the ocean they have the water, and then there's land. That land must be the shore, so shore must mean the beach. As a group, tell each other what I did to monitor my comprehension while I was reading. Here I will pause for student response. Now one person explain out loud how I use this strategy. Again, I will pause for student response. Very good. First I used my yellow tab to show I was confused. And then I used my monitoring skills to help me understand. I still couldn't understand, so then I used my red tab. After looking in the dictionary, I found that shore meant beach, and I could understand what I was reading. Now I'm going to reread this part of the text again, now that I understand. One went to camp and one to the shore. Two went to the mountains. It's made summer a bore. Now that I reread, I heard two rhyming words, shore and bore. I know these two words rhyme because they have the same end sound. Sh, or, b, or. Since these two words rhyme, I'm going to circle them with my orange crayon. Since I understand, I also need to switch my tab to green. Let's continue reading. I went to the pool, but a sign said, "We're closed." I walked right back home and sat down and dozed. Dozed. I don't know what this word means, so I'm going to place my yellow tab over it. I'm now going to reread to see if I can make more sense of what I've read. I went to the pool, but a sign said, "We're closed." I walked right back home and sat down and dozed. Still don't understand. So now I'm going to look at the pictures and read on to search for more clues that will help me understand what dozed means. I went to the pool, but a sign said, "We're closed." I walked right back home and sat down and dozed. I sat there and slept until I woke to a sound. Oh, so he fell asleep. The word doze must mean that he fell asleep. Now that I understand and I'm not confused anymore, I'm going to switch my yellow tab to the green tab. Now turn to a partner and talk with each other about how I use my monitoring skills to help me understand without asking the teacher for help or without using the dictionary. Here I will pause for student response. Peter, please tell me how I use monitoring as a strategy to help me comprehend what I read. Again, I will pause for student response. You're right. First I used my yellow tab because I didn't understand. I then reread to try to make sense of it. When rereading didn't help, I looked at the picture clues and I read on. The word slept let me know that he fell asleep. So I understood what doze meant. It meant that he had fallen asleep. Since I understood, I switched my tab back to green. I'm now going to reread this part of the poem and look for the author's craft. I went to the pool, but a sign said, "We're closed." I walked right back home and sat down and dozed. Closed and dozed. They have the same ending sound. Since I reread Peter, I now know this. closed O's. They're the same. I'm now going to circle them with my blue crayon. Great job, everyone, for using your popsicle sticks when you heard two rhyming words. Now that I have modeled for you how to use monitoring as a comprehension strategy and how to identify examples of the author's craft, you are now going to practice using these strategies with your own poems.